it is very common that design or designer gets involved and they're told, oh, we need your help. And this is roughly what we want. This is what we are trying to do. The designer is very excited, and the designer goes off and either engages research or does their own research, depending on whether there's a separate UXR team. But anyway, they do some research and then they produce something and they share it with the team. The team listens to them, says, wow, this is amazing, et cetera, et cetera. And then they say, well, this is great. We can't do any of this because we are aiming for an MVP. We need to fail fast. We need to ship fast. And we need to tackle the low-hanging fruit. And the low-hanging fruit is very clear. This can be and is very frustrating for the designer. And rightly so. This is a very common situation where everybody has the right intent here, but we still end up in this state. So why does this happen? Okay. First thing you need to understand is how designers think, especially as a PM. I don't expect engineering leaders to do it at a quality of 8 or 9 out of 10, but I certainly expect you as a PM leader to do what I'm about to say, at least a quality of 8 out of 10, if not 9 out of 10. You need to understand how designers think, and you need to understand how generally design teams work. One fundamental observation is designers are so good at what they do because they start from the bigger picture. That's one. They are also so good at what they do because they care about the details. They go from the bigger picture to the minutest details. Now, if you're a PM, you're thinking, well, I also do that. No, no, no. You don't do it the way a designer does, typically. Always exceptions, of course. But the point is, what designers want to understand is what is it that we're really trying to do here, particularly in terms of customer motivation, user motivation. They really wear that hat very well. Like, why would a customer even want to buy this SaaS tool in the first place? Yeah, sure, you're asking the designer to build the onboarding flow, but the designer cannot do his or her job well unless they understand deeply the motivations of the person, of the human being that is going through this sign-up flow. And that takes time. It is often time you're not taking as a PM to your own detriment and to your team's detriment. Not every PM, but many/some PMs. So that is what the designer is trying to do, both at the very highest macro level and the micro level. Now, if your intent was to just get some mock-ups for this next MVP, of course, your job is to clarify that. What I have found is it doesn't work well to just tell the designer, okay, just produce some mocks. I don't care about the big stuff. This is what many PMs do. We just need to do this because there's a Q1 OKR and we need to hit it. And you don't know how many tensions there are and how many stakeholders. Yes, all of that is true in your head. But what you want to do with design is you want to walk that tightrope. You want to be crystal clear that the immediate output that they need to produce is a set of very tactical mock-ups that are only an incremental improvement over the current flow. If that is what you really want, just say that. At the same time, give them room to explore, meaning don't just fill up the time that the designer has with tell me how many hours, how many days you're going to take to change the font or the spacing and add these 3 fields or whatever the heck you're trying to do in the short term. You want to also invite them and encourage them. And you want to participate with them to some degree, give them context, because sometimes they're lacking that context, especially the business context. So spend time doing that. Because in that situation, the designer will understand what it is that you're doing much better. And you'll be surprised how much on board they are, as long as you're setting the expectation of what needs to happen, at the same time giving them space.